Today, our explorer is Rachael Miller. Rachael is a conservationist who focuses on protecting the ocean and keeping it clean from big pieces of fishing gear, tiny pieces of plastic, and everyday items. When our everyday trash escapes the trash cans and our recycling systems, it can be eaten by ocean animals, which is not good for their health, our health, or the ocean's health. Today, Rachael will help us better understand ocean ecosystems and how pollutants, like everyday trash, can be kept out of this important habitat. But before we get into today's lesson, I'd like to welcome our viewers who have registered from around the globe. So hello to Sugar Hill Elementary, Vidalia Lower, Academy of the Sacred Heart, Valley Christian School, Arlington Public School District, Bennington School District, Dar Alebda, Access, and of course, all of our homeschool families out there. We are thrilled to have you and more watching. And with that, let's get this Explorer classroom started. It's time to turn it over to Rachael, who will share all about conserving marine ecosystems. Take it away, Rachael.
Thank you, Jennifer, and hello, everyone all over. It's so exciting to be here. Let's just kick it off with seeing who loves the ocean. Raise your hand. And if it's not the ocean, who loves a lake, a river, or a pond? Did anyone go swimming this summer in some form of water? I did, and I love it. And that's why my job is to protect our ocean. We share one big ocean, and it needs to be protected for so many reasons. It is responsible for our entire healthy planet. It even helps us breathe clean air. The ocean has so many amazing creatures, and they need protection. And because of all of you and me and our collective love, we need to protect it. And one of the ways that my team and I do that is by working on the problem of marine debris, or we could also call it ocean trash. So while I share my screen, let's have a think about whether you saw some of that this summer. Probably did. Who saw some trash near water? I did. I know. Okay, so the way my team works is that we use different strategies to protect this important part of our world, the ocean. First, we do cleanups, but we always collect information at the same time. So we call that a data cleanup. We also do education programs just like this to connect with people just like you. We are fans of technology, and we love doing scientific research to help us find solutions. Now, we work on the shoreline where we can all go pretty easily just with our feet. But then we work on the surface of the ocean, and I'll show you our boat in a moment. You guys see what we just picked up? That was a balloon. I know we find a lot of balloons. We also work under the water, but without going swimming. And I'd like to introduce you to our ROV, which stands for Remotely Operated Vehicle. Think of this as an underwater robot, and his name is Hector the Collector. So this is Hector, everyone. Now, we operate from this big boat. It's 60 feet. It's bigger than an average classroom in length, and we can tow nets, but it's also a sailboat, so we can move from place to place without using fuel, which is fun. And we use little boats too sometimes to get to shore. Now, the type of marine debris that we work on includes big pieces of equipment and rope and buoys that are part of the fishing industry. We also work with everyday items. We call that collectively consumer debris, but it's the stuff you buy and holds food and is in everybody's homes. And we also work on microplastic, which are little bits of all the big stuff. We are optimistic about this problem. It can be scary thinking about so much trash, where the creatures are, and in places that we want to swim or where we drink water. But we believe that if we understand the problem, and we acknowledge that collectively we've accidentally done this, that collectively we all can fix this. So let's think about, why is marine debris bad? Well, it's pretty ugly, but it's more than that. It's bad for the animals. Turtles can mistake plastic bags for food. And these other pictures are some crabs. This one right down here in the bottom, that's a crab that got stuck to a lobster trap because the fishing line got it. And this little crab somehow got stuck in a glass bottle. And we don't want that to happen. It's bad for where our creatures live. Who wants to live in a place that looks like this? I certainly don't. It's bad for our communities. So think about a great beach. And if that beach gets covered in trash and no one goes, well, the ice cream shop right there may have to close. And so there's a big picture situation. It's bad for our health, like stepping on trash, for example, and even potentially us eating it. And the types of materials and the types of trash that we have should be pretty familiar to everyone. So cigarettes is number one, but we're going to move those aside and think about these other items that are in the top 5 worldwide types of trash that we find in our public waterways. We have plastic drink bottles. We have food wrappers, plastic bottle caps, and plastic bags. Those are the top 5 items. Now, how on earth does something that starts in a grocery store and then goes to your home end up in the ocean? Well, here are some ways. What if people aren't careful and they let something like this happen? Would you use this trash can? No, this trash can is not doing its job anymore. Hopefully everyone listening would just keep walking and use a trash can that's not full and help move all this stuff. Because here's something that can happen. If it doesn't get in the trash can and it ends up on the street, and then say it rains, and this stuff can go down the sewer drain, like the drains in the street, and the storm drains, they're called. And look at what we found. We found trash coming out of a storm drain. This is in Boston, and these bits of trash are just coming out of the water, but they probably fell off of trash cans and escaped people's trash bins. Another way that trash can get into our ocean is from weather events like hurricanes and floods, and we know that's happening all over. So let's play a game, everyone. Okay, so we need our teachers to get your fingers ready on the keyboards and all of our friends to get your eyes ready. Okay, we're going to start with an easy one. The way we're going to play this game is you can type in your guess, or you can just shout it out in your own classroom and see if we can guess what we have here. Now we're going to start with an easy one. Okay, what is this marine debris? This guy right here. If everyone is saying it's a balloon, you are right. That balloon started out as this red smiley Elmo. Look what the sun did to it. The sun made the red bleach out, and it turned that red balloon into a clear balloon. And that balloon, in all the time it took to fade, is still in one piece. And it has a line on it, which can be dangerous to animals. All right, let's get a little harder. Are you looking at this object right here? It's white. It's got these loops. Do we have some guesses? Do we have some guesses? You have anyone shouting out? What do we think? Hopefully you are seeing a plastic shopping bag. Do you see the handle sticking up right here? All right, that was taken from deep underwater. Let's do another one. Okay, what do you guys see? Shout it out. Oh, I think we have some answers here. I think some people realized maybe it's a cup, but what material do you think? Yes, yes, okay, it's a plastic cup. But look, it's a plastic cup that's been underwater for a long time. Look at the creatures on it. All right, we got that out of the water. Wasn't supposed to be there. Okay, now I'm just gonna say, you guys can tell that this is another cup. All right, get your arms ready. If you think this is a plastic cup, raise your hand. Plastic, anyone for plastic? Couple plastic. Okay, if you think it's a glass cup, raise your hand for glass, fancy glass type of cup. Couple votes for glass. All right, I thought when we found this with Hector's getting this for us. Well, I'm flying Hector. I thought it was like a ceremonial glass special goblet. And we brought it up on shore and we found out that it was just a plastic wine glass or wine cup. So, all right, this is the last one. This is a little bonus one, a little bit harder because this is not single use. No one wants to lose this. All right, I'm going to show you what we're looking at. It's inside the circle, maybe a familiar shape. Who here in this event likes to skateboard? Anyone a skateboarder? Well, that's what it is. We found a skateboard underwater. Now, we know nobody meant for that to happen, for sure. Hopefully, no one meant for any of this to happen. So as much fun as it is to guess, should all this stuff be there? No. But here's the good news. Everyone can be part of the solutions to these problems in order to protect our ocean. So here's some recommendations. Okay, number one, if the trash doesn't exist, it can't get to our public waterways. So you can think about saying, all right, how can I make less trash in my life? And I have two tips. One is when you go out for ice cream, consider a cone. Because if you get a cone, you are not getting a cup and a plastic spoon. So that's saving two pieces of trash in one delicious cold treat. Okay, my second recommendation is when it's time to have lunch or to go somewhere else like school or a picnic or an outing or an adventure or exploring, to pack your lunch or your food in a reusable. You might already doing that, but take it to the next level and also bring some of your utensils like your forks and spoons. Bring them yourself, clean them at home. That's number one. Number two, the problem of marine debris can change depending on where you are in the world. Not everyone has the same exact problems. And so my recommendation is to learn about this problem in your area. And that means doing a little bit of exploring and little bit of research and maybe some beach cleanups with data. And we'll give you some resources for that and find out what your area has that's giving the ocean or a lake or river an extra challenge. And once you do, share that information. All of you have some special way that you can communicate, and you can do it through words, like with this as part of a blog or a poem, through pictures, through videos, and even this line on the bottom, those are sculptures made out of trash we found on the beach. And so I am so grateful that I got to share this information with you and kick off this season. I can't wait to hear your questions. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, Rachel, thank you so much for an incredible look into your work and reminding all of us why conserving ocean habitats is so important. And I have a sneaky suspicion that many of our viewers are really interested in joining you in your mission. Could you mind just reviewing how we can support your work and maybe an extra tip that we can do in our own community?
I love that. Yes, of course. For everyone that wants to help conserve our ocean and marine environments, it doesn't matter how old you are. Here's my recommendation. 1, think about how you can make less trash. For example, picking an ice cream cone instead of a cup and spoon, unless you bring your own cup and spoon. Number 2, learn about the problem in your specific area. Some places have a lot of straws on the ground. Some places have more plastic bags, and you can then adjust your strategy and your decisions to make sure you're protecting your area. And finally, communicate what you learn, because not everyone might be doing the same amount of research as you, and communication can happen so many ways.
Thank you again, Rachel. I really appreciate your time today. And I know that everyone has been just so inspired by what you have to share. And also, thank you to all the students and the teachers out there. Happy back to school. I hope you join many more events. You know, our next events for ages 4 through 8 will be on September 26th. We're going to be joining ecologist Rob Taylor, director of the Wild Bird Trust in Botswana, and we'll hear about the importance of conservation and the National Geographic Okavango Wilderness Project. You will not want to miss this. So go ahead, register your classroom or your family or yourself. Go to natgeoed.org/Explorer Classroom. You can request an on-screen spot for a chance to be featured on the screen, like some of our classrooms were today with Rachel. Also, fellow teachers, we've got something just for you. We have created a new interactive guide for you to share with your students and take them on a learning journey with each of our explorers that we host on the show. You can find the Explorer Mindset in Action Guide, as well as a teacher edition, linked in our event registration pages. Rachel, thank you again for being here with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. I always love being part of this program and love talking to you learners all over the world.
Well, you heard it. She said it best. Learners around the world, make sure you take those actions seriously and help us protect our oceans. Have a great day, everyone. Stay curious and keep exploring. Bye.